one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. We show that we care about the things that we do. And today, first of all, I would like to wish everyone a happy new year. I hope you all ended the last year out with a bang, a good bang that is, and started this one off with positive. And I hope and pray that each and every one of you have a healthy, prosperous, strength, concern, feeling, considering others as well as yourself year. And most of all, last year it was a trying year. A lot of stuff went on, and this is the beginning of this year. We really don't know what to expect, what to look forward to. So we just, I guess, more or less just play it by ear and hope that everything works out all right. And we was at church uh, New Year's Eve, which was also my birthday, December the 31st. I was blessed to turn 72 years old. And my song of praise is always has been down through the years. God has been good to me, and He saw fit to allow me to be able to see another year, and I call it another day, another year of His many blessings. Because when I look back from where I come from, and I was sharing a story the other day with a young lady, and was telling her as to everybody needs somebody, and everybody is mostly watching somebody, and that somebody could more or less be you. And we shouldn't act as if we don't need anybody, because if you think about it, a lot of times, unfortunately, we think wherever we come from, and once we begin to do and get a little bit better with things, we think and have a tendency to feel as if we did it all by ourselves. But I never fail to remember where my blessings come from, who allows me to wake up every morning. And then after I begin to allow and let the Lord know that how much I appreciate Him for doing that. And then I also like to share and let people know that we didn't get to where we are by ourselves. There's always has been somebody that helped you, somebody that did something for you. If they didn't do nothing but take you to work or loan you a couple of dollars from time to time, we all have needed something from somebody at one time or the other. And if a person did anything as simple as thought enough of you to loan you a couple of dollars to get to work, to put gas in your car, or to even treat you to buy you lunch or something of that sort, they have did something for you. And I just want to appreciate the audience for taking the time out and listening to me. I would like to appreciate the people that has come here to the village and patronized and shared with us here at the village and allow us to work with their kids to teach them how to own, operate, and run their own business, teach them martial arts, dance classes, drum classes, the cooking, and all of those different things of those sorts. And thinking and just appreciating the people for doing so. Like I say, we didn't get here by ourselves, and even supporting us when we are doing the barbecue. When they choose to come and buy a sandwich from us to support us, we appreciate that. I realize that just like me, myself, when I go out and my wife and I, and we have an appetite, and we can choose to go to McDonald's, White Castle, Burger King, Riley's, Famous Dave, or one of those places, or any restaurant, Cracker Barrels or those different places. We choose to do so. So when a person chooses to take their time and gas and money and come here to support us, I just want you to know that we appreciate you. And remember to remember to let people know how much you appreciate them, and and what they have done for you, because remember, they don't have to do anything for you, just like you don't have to do anything for anybody. So when they do, you just appreciate them, and you just let's focus on this year more or less, more so than just ourselves, because where there's strength and not where there's numbers, there's strength. When there's just one, you're only as strong as one. But when there's two or three, you're just as strong as those two or three. And my Bible says, together we stand, and divided we fall. And it also says that through love and kindness have I drawn thee. My father would say, you can catch more bees with honey than you could catch it with vinegar. So when you're being bitter towards someone, the chances are you drive them away. But when you're being sweet to people, you're bringing them closer to you. You letting them know that you care about them, you're concerned about them, and you would like to see them do things positive. Like I often say, meeting the need. Each one reach one, each one teach one. If you don't show somebody love, and even your children, if you hugging on them and appreciate them and letting them know when you come home from work or whatever, daddy miss you, mama miss you. And, let them know that every now and then. It makes them feel good. I got a granddaughter I talks about every now and then. And when we was coming up, I got a little thing what I call the eye. What we actually do is with all of my grandkids, we would take our little eyelashes and kind of flicker it on each other's eyelashes. And they get a kick out of that. And I call that one of my signature moves. And even right now, they I think the youngest one is about 8 years old, and the oldest one is 22 years old. And I have a total of 9 grandchildren altogether. And even just over the holiday, we got together and
A Kubalon Village presents youth field trip events Fridays 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Ages 5 to 17. $10 per person. Minimum 10, max 15. Saturdays and Sundays 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. $200. Minimum 10, max 15. Includes a Kubalon special. Hot dogs, chips, and punch. Akubalon Village's activities and amenities: air hockey, pool table games, video games, foosball, karaoke, movies, TV Cafe. Located at 7701 Harbor Avenue in Detroit, Michigan, 48213. For more information or to schedule, call 313-921-1616, 313-921-1616. Credit cards, checks, cash apps, and Zelle accepted. It's our pleasure to serve you. Culinary pleasure. Have your next social event here at Acubalon Village. Recreation, Entrepreneur Cafe, Culinary Pleasure, Recreation, Education, Culture. For more information, call 313-921-1616, 313-921-1616. John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience.
I can't breathe. You alright? I can't breathe. Are you
Hey Nino, you shouldn't have.
fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. We gotta breathe this stuff. 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 Too much carbon dioxide can make your insides lopsided. Rebreathing VOCs from automobiles, trucks, and DOTs. How much PM10 are y'all breathing in? Y'all have no idea what's blowing in the wind. Do I detect some PM 2.5? If you breathe too much of this, then you gon' die. We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. We got breathing stuff. 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 We monitor the air, cause we gotta breathe this stuff. Big businesses don't care. We make them listen up. When the light is blue, we loving what we see. When it's red, mask up, hold your breath, don't breathe. Air quality index, AQI. We learning about what's in our air and learning why. In your industrial park, factories make pollution in the sky and stay dark. Whoa. We got breathing stuff. 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 We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. We got breathing stuff. 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 Fresh air, fresh air. Can I get some fresh air? We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. We need fresh air, please, for all of us to breathe. Pollution everywhere. It's messing up our air. Fresh air, fresh air.
Hello. Sorry about that. We had a few problems, but we was cleaning it up with the fresh air piece. I hope y'all like that. But before we got interrupted, prior to that, I was talking about my grandchildren and how important it is, how the impact that you have on different ones. And I call the stuff that I do with my grandchildren that my signature moves. So just in case, and God forbid, whenever something should happen to me, they'll have the good memories about their granddaddy. And I was talking about even just this past Christmas, how the oldest one from the youngest to the oldest, the youngest one at about 8 years old, and the oldest one is about 22 years old, and how just before they was getting ready to leave and go back to their destinations, one of my grandkids come to me and said, "Granddaddy, can we do the eye?" We call it the eye, but what we does is that we take our eyelashes and flicker them together with each other's, and they get a little kick out of that. And each one of them, and I have about 9 grandchildren, as I was telling you, and each one of them would like for me to do that. And then we had my granddaughter Gabby. She has a tendency. She just loved. Well, all of them love to be around me. We would have different functions at one time or another when we had the dinners. It could be a Fourth of July dinner. It could be a Labor Day dinner. It could be Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever. And all of us would be sitting around. The grown-ups and the children would either be in the basement or outside. And one of the grandkids or the other would come and get me and grab me by the hand and pull me out from, excuse me, from with the adults to come out there and join them because they just enjoyed my company and the little things that we did that they would just seem to be so thrilled about. And I would do another thing that they call, I call it the pony ride or whatever, which I would get down on the floor and let them get on my back, and I'd like do like the rodeo, kind of buck them and ride them and, make them bounce on me. And Gabby would always say, and I give her a hard time sometimes, she would come in and say, Granddaddy, do something. And I said, do something? What you mean, do something? And she pointed at the float. And I act like I didn't know what she was talking about. And she said, do something. And I do that a few times. She look like she get a little frustrated a little bit. Then I get down on the floor. Look like when I get down on the floor, it just does her so much goodness. She jumps on my back and she latches on. It look like she's holding on for dear life. She about to strangle me sometime, and I get to buckling in it, you know. But I'm just saying that to say that take some time out. Don't just work so much that you don't have time to spend with your children and your grandchildren and even your friends, your spouse. Go out to dinner, do things, go to the park, have a picnic sometime. Don't just wait for the holiday. You can, we do that a lot of times because that's just a tradition. But here lately, we've been finding ourselves, just calling in to see who's home or whatever and just run by, spend a little time with them. But those are memories, and it reminds me, once again, the memories that I have of my parents, my uncles and aunts, when we used to would go and spend time with them. And I had a cousin that I come to find out, and I looked up to him, and I was just so proud of him, and I wanted to be just like him. And I would always, whatever he did, I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it because I was so young. But it was just those little things from a cousin. There's not too much of a difference in the age, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, to your uncles and aunts and the things and the time that they took and shared with you and spent with you to just to make you feel like, family. Because, my family, we always raised up like that. Uncles and aunts and cousins, nieces, nephews. It was just like one big old happy family. Whenever we got together, we did things together. When the holidays, it wasn't just the sisters and brothers and mother and father. It was mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews, the whole 9 yards. And at any given time, when we either went to a park or a picnic or over at one house or the other, you could at any given time come in and find anywhere from 35 to 55 up to 100 people in and out throughout that day, just showing their support and they're sharing their concern and the love that we shared with one another. And those are the kind of memories that I'm encouraging you all to bring to the table with your family. Sit down with them and let them know how important it is to have family. Let them know how important it is to love on one another. Because remember, I often would tell you, my father would tell me, you have family if you don't have nobody else. And we grew up on that and we learned that, and it's still with me right now. Here it is, 72 years later, and I'm still clinging and holding and remembering stuff like that, trying to keep the legacy alive. So hopefully today I said something to encourage you, give you something to think about, give you something to appreciate life about. And remember, if it had not been for a higher power, some people say, but I say for God on your side, where would you be? So thank you for listening to John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, here at the Alchemilan Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one. One brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we show that by the things that we do. Thank you and have a great day.
John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m. John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience. A Kubalon Village presents youth field trip events Fridays 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Ages 5 to 17. $10 per person. Minimum 10, max 15. Saturdays and Sundays 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. $200. Minimum 10, max 15. Includes a Kubalon special. Hot dogs, chips, and punch. Akubalon Village's activities and amenities: air hockey, pool table games, video games, foosball, karaoke, movies, TV, cafe. Located at 7701 Harbor Avenue in Detroit, Michigan, 48213. For more information or to schedule, call 313-921-1616, 313-921-1616. Credit cards, checks, cash apps, and Zelle accepted. It's our pleasure to serve you. Culinary pleasure. Have your next social event here at Akubalon Village. Recreation, Entrepreneur Cafe. Culinary pleasure. Recreation, education, culture. For more information, call 313-921-1616. 313-921-1616.
Hello, everyone. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience. I want you to tune in to licmc.net radio every Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. Also, watch Comcast Xfinity every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Also, with my friends at the Akubalon Village. My newest news is I have a channel on stream.com/London TV Net. 24/7 live streamed TV networks. The name of my station is John B TV. And remember, this is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, where people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And thank you guys for listening.